All right, guys, can you hear me all good on the stream? I'll make sure the mic's nice. Hope the quality's holding in there. As you all know, we tend to have some stream errors from time to time. I don't want to jinx it, fingers crossed. Anyways, hope you guys are doing well tonight. Right now at the moment, I just want to make it clear with you guys, live stream is going to be relatively casual for tonight. I'm just going to go through a few things that I'm watching at the moment with the market. We've got a little bit of funny business going on, more sell-side action over the past hour or so that was picking up. We've been generally holding around 5,900 at the moment, but I think this has obviously got people concerned because now we're down below the big even at 6,000 again. And I'll talk about really what I'm watching for in this market generally at this moment. And outside of that as well, I want to spend some time to open up the Discord, get some conversation going because there's not too much going on in the headlines. No reason for the sell-off at the moment. Market's still just generally consolidating. So, old Duffer, yes, I'd love to give some good news. I wish I had some for you. Nothing negative though. I don't really have anything negative to say. Except that your Lambo's not coming this month. I'm sorry about that. Just want to make sure, is the connection going through good, everyone? It looks like it's going relatively good on my end, so just let me know if it starts coming through bad in any means. Hopefully it's not as bad as the market. Alright. Let's see here. I love people making the Bogdanov references. Too funny. Yeah, so anyways, I want to spend some time here to talk a little bit about Bitcoin. Well, actually, we'll take it here to the hourly. I think that's probably the best time frame we can look at. So, I mean, obviously, we've already dipped to this price range before. We saw 5,800 just a few days ago. And because of that, I'm not having any serious panic over the current price action at the moment. I don't want to see it dip below that level. It definitely wouldn't be a good sign, but it's not something, again, that's going to get me just like all out of the market in that sense. The fact of the matter is we're, again, still going through accumulation, and there's a lot of theories as to why 6K has been holding quite well. Some people have been saying it's due to the fact of expenses for mining. That can be in some ways. It depends on how you subjectively look at Bitcoin mining and how you comprehend, you know, where the majority of mining operations are and what their cost structures are. And it becomes more and more relevant, that whole kind of theory becomes more and more relevant when you go down to lower prices. Some areas you can't mine anymore and it's not profitable anymore. And there's some areas like Venezuela where you can mine a Bitcoin for like $500. So anyone want to join in on doing a mining operation in Venezuela? I'm down for it. But anyways, the general thing I'm looking for in the sense as a trader is I'm looking for this to hold around 6,000 at the moment, at least get a close above 6,000. We genuinely don't want a close down here, and I think we're getting close to a close on the daily. But every time we've dipped below 6,000, we've closed back above it. Now, again, it's only a week's worth of price action, so, you know, we might see something different. But I don't really see in this case that we're going to break it. If anything, you might get another fake out like we had yesterday or a few days ago, down to 58 or 5,700. Again, getting retail investors to panic sell and provide institutions a better price. But I don't think you're actually going to see any serious dropout from here. All right, let's go ahead and take a look at the chat here. Oh, Alex, if you're curious about the song, it's actually I can pull it up here. It's just a album done by Time Cop 1983 and The Midnight. Love them. Oh, at least they were featured in that one song. They have a lot of other different people featured in it, but it was Static. So if you look up Time Cop 1983 Static, you'll find it out. Love getting some good music running in the background. It makes the stream more active and more alive. Alex, awesome to hear you're on the live stream. Let's see. These nuts brought up a good point. Oh, people are concerned about a double spending vulnerability confirmed with Tether. That's interesting. Well, I would assume that if there really was an issue, we'd probably be seeing it more frequently at the moment. I don't know how long that vulnerability has existed, if that's the case. I mean, that is concerning, but I'm more concerned about exchanges saying I have something in my balance that I really don't. That's something I fear of much more than a potential double spend breach for Tether. Substratum network win moon, Nick. When we actually get real use case for blockchain, and Substratum seems to be one of the best projects out there for it. I had a great time actually going recently to Ohio. I had a great time getting to see Justin and the rest of the team, get to see Abram, BJ. It was just so awesome, and it was good to see so many people from around Ohio and Michigan, and people flying very far out. We actually had Young and Investing, Quentin from Young and Investing, another YouTuber. Him and a few others flew out all the way from Belgium, so that was really cool. It shows you how much blockchain's bringing people together. Yes, Smeedum, we need Smeedum right now. OX Matt, Nick, any advice for new crypto YouTubers? I know it's a bearish time for crypto videos, but my videos are Litecoin to your Bitcoin. Feel me. Please notice me, senpai. Well, OX Matt, thank you very much for the donation, and I think that's a good question. Because I always like to, I don't want to ramble on too much, but I definitely want to give you a good solidified answer. I've used YouTube for 11 years. You know, I had a lot of channels fail, and the one thing I could tell people is to not let, you know, past failures get in the way of you doing another YouTube channel or experimenting with new things. I think anyone can talk on crypto so long as you provide some sense of value. I think, you know, when I've met a lot of the other YouTubers in the space, they all offer some kind of component. I could mention, for example, box mining. Box mining does a great, you know, a sense of analysis on upcoming projects. He summarizes things quite well. Ivan gives a good programmer's perspective. Blockchain Brad does some of the best research and interviews on upcoming projects in the space. And I think I offer kind of a market perspective, having 6 to 7 years of experience in traditional markets. So it's a good transition over. Substratum Network when Cheesecake Nick. Oh my God. Yeah, we had so much cheesecake from, we went to Cheesecake Factory. That's where we went. We even got it ordered the second night. It was sounding so good. But yeah, maybe one day I'll have some more cheesecake. Can't eat too much of it personally. Data Dash, you don't Steam It? No, I don't really. The thing is, guys, Steam It. No one was using my Steam It or viewing my content on Steam It when I uploaded it, so it felt kind of worthless to do it. But love the website nonetheless, and I think the ambitions behind it are awesome. I go on it from time to time, but I don't upload my stuff on there. Maybe I should. Maybe I might have to in the bear market. Crypto cruising, yes, it is a much better time for investors probably now than it was in December or January for Bitcoin. It's why I told people back in December, I was talking mostly to people who'd already been in the space for a while, and then we had a lot of new December newcomers, and I was like, guys, be careful. Like, and I met so many people. I had friends in college. My friend Mike and one of his roommates was like, yeah, this was at the peak of December and stuff. He's like, yeah, I bought Tron and Ripple and all these things. And I was like, he's like, is that a good like portfolio? And I was like, I don't know. It's just like, I knew we were very much close to a market peak. And I'm getting the same feeling around here that we're at least temporarily starting to find a bottom here in the market where we'll get a nice short-term breakout. Jason, thank you very much for the kind comment. I'm glad. Nicholas is a good guy. Thanks, man. Hey, thank you, man. Appreciate it. Let's see here. Win Piper coin. You know, it's so funny. It was interesting to see someone build a coin based around the coin on the show, but I haven't kept up with the project. Hope everything's going well. Whale donated $5. Thank you very much. How do I avoid being called a shill when chatting with people about great upcoming projects? Avoid buzzwords or... Oh, actually, one sec. Sorry. Suryo, just subscribe. Thank you very much, Suryo. Appreciate it. But I appreciate your question as well, Will. This is something that I kind of get infuriated about with the crypto community because people have really started to milk, and I was actually talking with Justin from Substratum about this when we were at the Cheesecake Factory very recently. But I was sitting there talking to him, and I was like, man, you know, one thing that does really irritate me about the community is that we're very quick to milk the terms scam and shill. And it happens a lot. The term shill gets used on a lot of us on YouTube. I mean, obviously, we have a talking point where a lot of people watch. And when we mention a project, it's a shill. It's a shill instantly. But, you know, it leaves us in a position where we can't talk about what we like. Now, I will tell you the one thing that keeps people from seeing something as a shill rather than... it keeps people from seeing as a shill and really can see that you're genuine about it is when you're not just talking about it 24/7, and you actually have a decent understanding for the technology and have a way of explaining it. Because if you just say it's the next big thing, or you say it's blockchain 4.0, or use some kind of buzzword like you had mentioned in your question, yes, that's one of the best things you can do to avoid falling in that trap. Because people are getting 100 different projects pitched to them every day. I know that as a content creator, I have to go through and do my own research, and it's not fun when everyone's trying to pitch you the next big thing and actually says, oh, well, this explains it in a simple, summarized way, but also provides details. And I'm definitely someone who likes to dive into those details rather than just keep it simple. Coin Bros, that's awesome. Are you guys, you would want to do, oh, well, I remember I'd seen, I think, are you the guys who did one with McAfee? If that's the case, then yeah, I loved your guys' work. It was funny. Good stuff. Crypto Cruising said, I remember you saying on a stream, I'm assuming he's saying back in December, it's not the right time to invest when things were going mental, but people never listen to seasoned advice. Crypto Cruising, I'm glad you remember that, because it seems like in this space, everyone's been saying, oh, Nick, you've been telling me to buy. I haven't told anyone to buy anything, you know, at the highs of December and January and February. And I also told people not to panic sell right when Bitcoin went down to 6,000, you know. You have to ride the cycles, guys, and it was obvious that we were at the end of a cycle. I mean, I've researched this in traditional markets. You learn about credit cycles, you learn about market bubbles, and those bubbles popping over time, built up over different things, whether it be easy monetary policy, which is built up the one we're in right now in U.S. equities markets, and then you also had the credit crisis, which was partially that, but also legislation that propped up a housing bubble in the United States for lending and misleading credit ratings as well. So anything can pop up a bubble, and I would say crypto is very much in a similar bubble, or it was very similar to that of the dot-com era. It was a lot of speculation, things getting overvalued, and that can happen. There can be irrational exuberance in markets, but at the moment right now, I don't think we're anywhere I don't think we're at any level to where we have to say the markets are drastically overvalued in any sense. I think we're towards the lower end where we're at least temporarily we're going to find support. I genuinely see that we're going through back what we saw in 2014 after the run up in 2013, where you're going to have a breakout outside of this triangle. And if we can't, for example, I actually have it on the weekly here, so it's not showing the 200-day. But sorry, actually, I'm going to draw that a little more short term. Look at my beautiful triangle. I hate the drawing tool here on TradingView, but I genuinely think we're going to, hopefully, if in the next few hours we can actually close the day above 6,000 and still hold at this level, we're going to get a run up past here, test to hold support. We're going to blow through the 200-day moving average, try to gain support on it and rally higher. But just like we saw back in 2014, there wasn't enough fuel to signal the next run up. And after that, we might see a proceeding correction until we get 80% down from 20,000, which if you do the math is $4,000. So we could see that, but I don't think you're going to see it tomorrow. You're not going to see it, in my opinion, today or anytime soon. So, not to mention, there isn't any past level where 4,000 acted as support in that sense. It was 5,000 and then 3,000 in that general price range. Let's see here real quick. Don Burness, I've heard this. Facebook is buying Coinbase rumor. Guys, I know there's the old saying, buy the hype or buy the rumor, sell the news. We'll see. I think if Facebook was legitimately going to do that, there'd be much, and if there was this rumor was going around and stuff, you'd be seeing Bitcoin's price going pretty high. To have the largest social media company in the world acquiring, one of the largest US exchanges for cryptocurrencies, that would be something pretty large. But I don't think Coinbase, with the kind of leverage it has right now, is going to allow Facebook, one of the tech giants, to acquire it. Corey, yeah, sometimes I'll admit I have tethered when I trade sometimes. I do it in smaller amounts, but yeah, I just honestly, I've gotten pretty comfortable with using Tether because, man, it would have been nice to have been using it for the past few months, But the thing about it is, they've stopped. Well, they recently started printing a little bit more, but they've stopped printing the ridiculous amounts they were back then. And I'm at a position where I can feel much more comfortable that they have the backing behind the actual Tether. But you know, at the same time, I'm not going to go out and claim that they do in that sense. So, you know, you're playing with a risk there in that sense. It's dependent on their definition of what they have backing the tether in that sense. Richard Smith, no, I don't really short that much. I mean, one of the easiest ways you can do it in crypto is through BitMEX, and well, the thing is, US clients can't trade on BitMEX, and I'm not someone who's like, oh, I'll just use a VPN. No, I don't do that. I mean, there's a few exchanges, I think Fox One or something, that allow you to do long and short, and I should have done that back in December before I left for my trip, but I did not, or excuse me, January before I left. Let's see here. Yeah, I'd be interested. You want to watch what happens here at 5,800. Let's see what happens. Volume's really nowhere near what we were seeing the other day, but yeah. Frank, I'm pretty heavily invested in a lot of my altcoin positions. I've been stacking up at these lows because I don't care so much about, you know, single-digit down days in crypto markets at this point. I've stacked nice altcoin positions at the lows, and I'm playing the trade in the sense of hoping that Bitcoin will reach 8 to 10K, around that price range, generally over the next month or two. Because we've been obviously holding at 6,000 relatively well, or around this big even level 3 times in a row. So I think we could possibly see some move to the upside and mimic what we saw back in 2014. This is the last summer for Tether, according to Cliff's new report. I'll have to check it out. I like Cliff in a lot of ways. He's got some good stuff, but at the same time, he's made a lot of calls off of his bot that don't go true, and that's the same with any kind of bot. It's never perfect. There's no all-seeing bot, but at the same time, I'd love to hear why he thinks that. Adam, yes, I am reading the Twitch chat. I use Restream, so I can read both chats. Can VPNs know my keys? Tommy, from what I no, I don't think VPNs can detect your keys from what I detect. No, Azark, no, it's not my excuse, but there's really little to no trading exchanges that allow US investors to do leverage trading. I mean, there's BitMEX, that's not allowed to the US. That's where the majority of volume is. And if you're working with enough liquidity, I'm not even a whale by any means, but if you're working with a decent amount of liquidity, try doing a trade on Fox One or One Fox, I don't know what it is. It's not going to be as easy. You're going to have to, especially if you want to fill a market order. If you set a limit order and you're patient, maybe you can, I don't know. But yeah, it's not as easy to those who can use it. I'm not saying I was on the right side of the market for that. I actually went into Bitcoin, so I locked in my Bitcoin comparative quite well. And I'd recommended, not supposedly investment recommendation, but I told my audience, guys, you know, altcoins are pretty much setting up to correct here. It was December and January. It was crazy. Mike Biden, I love your videos. Can you have a look at SRAX? It's a stock in a blockchain company everyone is talking about. Yeah, I heard about this. Is it this is the right symbol? Oh, I'm looking, sorry, I have it marked as only indexes, my bad. I saw this, Social Reality. It seems like a no-name company that's trying to apply you know, blockchain in some way, or do an ICO, and obviously you can see it's caught some trend in the price ever since. So yeah, I don't mess around with a lot of these low market cap companies trying to fiddle with the SEC in the sense of putting blockchain in their name or having some kind of blockchain application in the background. It's just a way for speculators on Wall Street to get a piece of the action in a sense. SN, yeah, no, I haven't touched my Nano position as I talked about today in the daily update. I'm still in it, guys. Nano's one of my favorite picks, and there's a lot of things I like about Nano. You kind of get the whole package with it. market-wise, it's at a discount in my opinion, or well, what I mean by discount is it's definitely at a cheaper price from where it was a few months ago. Second off, I fundamentally love the technology, because as much as it's fun to speculate in these markets, as fun as it is to, you know, invest in cryptocurrencies, I genuinely love the concept of peer-to-peer digital currency, and at this moment, I haven't seen anything beat it. I was just talking about it in the daily update today. I really fundamentally love it. And the thing about it is, when you have a currency play that is feeless and can do instantaneous confirmations and wasn't done through an ICO, boy, it makes you think for a second. What do exchanges look for? You know, it's already on Binance, starting these things. If we talk about, you know, for example, Coinbase, that has listed Bitcoin and Ethereum, and recently Ethereum Classic, they have to worry about listing securities, and they're not going to do that first and foremost. They're going to do securities exchanges later on. So what could they deal with? Well, there's a great coin with an awesome community. That's what I feel Nano is in that sense. And the technology is there to make it unique and distinct. I think out of all people, there was Michael had quoted this. He basically said, the only reason IOTA did really well is because it was something different, you know? And that's what Nano offers. DAG technology is extremely exciting. And I tried out the mobile wallet the other day, which was really cool. And to see transactions happen within a matter of literally turning my head to the other screen, and to know that that works and is feeless, I mean, that's a genuinely awesome opportunity to really take peer-to-peer digital currency to reality, rather than just being a dream, or, oh, well, we're hoping to get Lightning Network done, or we're hoping that we can increase the block size, or, oh, we're hoping this and that, or maybe we can implement Mimblewimble. I believe all those things are great, but we have something now that works, you know, and it only depends if you don't agree with delegated proof of stake in that sense. It's that consensus algorithm varies in its impact if you go from projects like EOS to Nano. Nano, it's quite simple. It's has representatives on the network that you use the currency to vote through. Jeff Bowman, you know, this is a good thing that people bring up, and I think it's a valid point, but I have an answer to it. People ask, what's the incentive to run a Nano node without the fees? There is really no incentive structure, and this has been the same thing with Bitcoin as well. But you have a lot of non-mining nodes in the Bitcoin network. You know, why is that? And this is also another good point as well. And I think this is really going to help answer your question here. I read this recently, and it's a very good point. With, for example, a lot of the retail companies right now, many companies are dealing with 2 to 3% transactions from credit card companies. It's something we don't see as consumers. It's usually priced in, or it's just a cost that stores take as a burden for the convenience of credit cards and the market opportunity from people using them rather than cash. And if you run a node, a Nano node in that sense, as a store, you're playing part in accepting a currency that will pretty much cut out the entire fee model. So I think incentivizing stores to do it, and I think some stores will. It's just like running, people say, oh, they're going to run a Lightning node or this or that. You know, I think stores will play a huge part in that, you know, in running nodes on the network and delegating some of the Nano votes in the sense of being able to confirm transactions. Ryan, I actually talked with a little bit of the team at Constellation. Never ended up, you know, investing or deciding if I wanted to invest in it and stuff. But no, yeah, they're a really interesting team. I looked into the white paper and stuff. It's interesting. They have proof of meme and stuff. I laughed at that at first. I was like, oh god, is this like a joke? And then I actually looked through it. It's pretty interesting. But yeah, Constellation's a great team. I have some good friends who are investing in it, supporting the project. William asked, how was Subblock? Subblock was awesome. I was talking about it a little bit earlier, William, but community was awesome. Got to see Ready Set Crypto and Quentin from Young and Investing, so some other YouTubers were there. But yeah, it was just awesome. I mean, one of the most genuine teams. It literally like family in a sense. It's really, really cool. And we had a great time there for the short time I was in Ohio. Monopoly Money asked me the same question. Hope that I answered your question, man. Yeah, I had a great time at Sub. AB, I'm playing. It's Time Cop 1983. It's album called Night Drive, so you can look that up. It's a form of music called retro wave. Steven said nano, and he has the heart eye emoji. Jonathan, my brother actually was toying around with Oyster Pearl, and supposedly he said it's a working system, and there's a lot of free, cheap storage at the moment. Brian, hey Nick, what are your thoughts on Lisk and Sub at this low based on the projects and their future potential? Brian, Lisk has been very speculatory from what I saw. I haven't kept up with the project, so I'm not derailing in any sense. I've got to do more research before I can talk on it. But Sub, I'm very aware of where they are right now. They've got a lot of exciting stuff coming down the pipeline. And I mean, it's so funny, you know, Justin was really pushing this at Sublock. There's been, from what he originally intended Substratum to be, has changed drastically in a good way. They've found things along the way where they've said, oh, wow, we can actually route traffic for people, for example, in China. You know, let's say Facebook isn't hosted on the Substratum network. No worry, we can still facilitate a request to someone in China who's traditionally blocked from seeing Facebook or Google, something as simple as Google, and we can facilitate that transaction from someone here in the Western world on the network. You can help support that and facilitate that request. And you can earn Sub for doing it. Like, that's awesome. That is really, really awesome. And there's a lot of people as well who obviously need to host websites to be censorship resistant, who want to open up business and opportunities. So I think it's a really cool model. Mito said it's taken an hour for me to receive a payment confirmation on the Bitcoin blockchain. Mito, I had the same issue the other day, and I paid a pretty decent fee on it. It was very interesting. So yeah, it's maybe my expectations are getting too tight, but at the same time, I just don't think that's how peer-to-peer digital currency can work. I mean, Bitcoin's blocks, they are specifically built to go slow in that sense. They're supposed to take either a few minutes to an hour in that sense, depending on your fee in that matter. But a new block is discovered usually every 10 minutes. Shopping for my Data Dash herbal tea and taking up yoga for a month or two. Guys, I won't sell out like that. We'll get some merch. I've been working on that with my brother, but no, we will not be doing Data Dash yoga unless it is absolutely requested from the fan base. Maybe we could do an ICO. Maybe we'll do Data Dash yoga on the blockchain. Reach your Zen on a whole new level with millions of transactions per second. Guys, it's a small cap to ask for investment. $500 million. Can we do it, guys? Let's go ahead at it. Just kidding. In today's EEA email newsletter, it includes eBay as a new member. Julio, I'm curious, EEA, I'm curious what that stands for. But that's seems interesting if it's anything blockchain related that you have eBay getting involved. Adam, no, I think, you know, retail investors might be panicking in a sense at the movement right now, but there's not too much serious volume going on at the moment. It's definitely not something to ignore, but again, we have to understand that this is nowhere near the traditional amount of Bitcoin that generally gets traded. Jeremy Saunders, hey Nick, big fan. Thank you for your work. Please look into Hashflare, cloud mining, potential exit scam. Fees are higher than payouts. No coverage. Oh man, Hashflare. I remember learning about Hashflare back in January because I had a guy who's really into mining. It was Ken in Ireland. Yeah, he was both into mining. He was not only getting into mining, but he was getting into cloud mining as well. And he told me the business model for Hashflare, and I'm like, I don't know about that. You know, the whole reinvesting your mining into getting more miners. I don't know about that. That's just my opinion. I won't say anything because I don't want them to be like, oh, Nick's slandering us. You know, I have my opinion on Hashflare, but you can learn very quickly what their business model is, and I don't know if it's an exit scam, but you know, I definitely am not messing with it. Didex says Nick needs to work on his McAfee impersonation. How do I do a McAfee impersonation? That's a good challenge. Maybe if I do a McAfee impersonation and I say that Bitcoin's going to reach $5 trillion next week, maybe that'll make things better. Maybe we can at least get it up to 7,000. Could I do it, guys? I don't know. I'm trying. I'd have to like smoke or something because I got to get the groggy voice going. But it's good to hear at least that he's doing better. He was in the hospital for a while. There was some bad event where like someone had tried to poison him or something. But yeah, no, I hope he's doing okay and can get back out there and be as sporadic as always. I was hoping to meet him in Dubai, but he never made it out to the event. Oh, the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance. Sorry, I've just never really thought about that in the acronym format. But yeah, the Ethereum Alliance, that's a pretty big deal if eBay, I mean, well, it could just be an employee at eBay or... As in, how's the hunt for a girlfriend? It's going okay. I'm just kidding. No, I mean, I'm not really at the moment. I'm gonna be moving soon, so it'd be silly for me to try to pursue a girlfriend generally around where I live. But I will be sure to let you all know if I'm dating someone. And she will hate banks. Promise you that. I think governments bought up all the Bitcoin. Yeah, if governments bought up all the Bitcoin, that would be interesting. But I don't think they're buying any. Let's see here. Sorry, I'm trying to get down. Adam Knoll says, "Talk slow and deep." Simon's voice crack. Oh my god. Clearing my throat like McAfee. There we go. What we see, I can't get his accent down. Like, he does talk very soothing, like kind of down monotone. And what you'll find is, yeah, I'm almost kind of getting it. Like he like, I don't know. I'll try it later. Maybe I'll do it for the closing for the live stream. Keep y'all waiting. Skinny Steph said, "Hi Nick, it's Stefan. I came to your meetup in London all the way back in January and had dinner with you. Long time, bro. How do you think ETH will perform over the next few months?" Skinny Steph, your YouTube name. Stefan, pleasure to hear from you, man. I missed you guys from the London meetup. Had a great time there. You know, Ethereum, I think with the potential futures contracts in crypto markets, hopefully starting to take a little bit of an upbeat over the next few weeks and months. I think in that sense, Ethereum, from at least where it is now, it will probably be at a higher level. But, you know, I don't like to shoot in the dark, as you probably heard me mention before, in the sense of random predictions. But I think if you get futures contracts coming through for Ethereum, you're going to at least see it touch over $1,000 this year. But that's if you get futures contracts. And I think it's very likely after the recent SEC's words. You could see the CME and the CBOE were pretty quick to be like, okay, cool, that's awesome. We know that you have defined it not being a security. You know, that's good news for businesses who want to launch exchange traded products. Sorry, I'm not certain. Joseph, had dinner with you two in London too, but you didn't answer my super chat. Joseph, I'm sorry about that, my friend. Definitely, if I see it here in the chat again, yeah, if I see your name, I'll answer it. But I apologize about that, Joseph. My bad, man. Sorry. Sometimes the chat automatically scrolls up, and on my on my restream chat, the donations will fade out eventually. But I apologize about that. Soul Stays, Nick, what do you suggest for people who want to work in the industry for, like, I'm assuming blockchain and crypto? Learn the language. If you're a developer and you can learn Solidity, oh my gosh, guys, you'll, like, off the bat make, if you're really good at it and you understand it, 250 grand with benefits, you'll get a job. Like, it's like being a mobile developer back in the mid 2010s, in a sense, you know, like that was the job to be in Silicon Valley. You can, I mean, volunteer. There's a lot of projects that have internships. I know Substratum, for example, had a lot of internships, and I met some of their interns, bright people who really love the space and the tech. find a project that you like and reach out to their contact email. You send them a pitch deck of what you can offer, and they might even give you an allocation of tokens or something. Who knows? But let's see here. Yeah, Peter, I wouldn't deny that, you know, as a payment system, Facebook could see some potential in crypto, but we haven't seen it yet because people aren't using crypto for payments. Like, gotta be fair here. Facebook's market is mostly, or at least where they make most of their money, is in Western customers, you know, people here in the United States. And I'd say, well, in Asia as well, and they're still not using crypto in that sense. Let's see. Nick Connect. Oh, God. I never would have thought I'd see my name tied in with Big Connect in that sense. I'm curious to see where that case is going right now. It was crazy back in January when everything crashed for BitConnect. Well, yeah, I hope to make it out to South America sometime. I don't have any plans at the moment, but maybe World Tour 2.0. Maybe South America will be on the books, and maybe we can get into Africa as well, and visit a few different places. You know, we hit most of Europe and some of Asia as well. So who knows? When Middle Earth law. I hope this daily candle has not closed below here. That will not be good. Yeah, okay, I guess we haven't gotten it yet. McAfee impersonation. Just keep wiping your nose. And you know, I'll see if I'll go to the. I'll have to go to the restroom eventually, and I'll see if I can. I'm gonna practice my McAfee impression when I go to the bathroom, and when I come back, I'm gonna have it perfected. We should have. I'd love to have McAfee on. He'd just be a character to have on, and you know, I think in the future we're gonna do a stream with Richard Hart. I've been talking with him. I'm just kind of busy at the moment, so I'm gonna do one with Richard. Love the guy. What else is there we're gonna have on? We're gonna have on. I don't know. Obviously, I want to talk to Michael from Box Money. Like we met in Dubai and stuff, got along really well. Possibly Crypto Daily. David Hay is awesome as well. Blockchain Brad. I know Brad and I were planning to do a live stream soon. So yes, I'll be coming to California on the U.S. tour, both San Francisco and L.A. Arnie, I think that a financial crisis maybe initially might hit crypto, but it's actually going to bring it up over the next few weeks and months into the correction, because it's going to be seen as a hedge. A crypto, you are that Crypto Nick? No, I'm not Crypto Nick. You know, it was interesting. Crypto Nick actually for a while was the largest cryptocurrency channel. Many people thought it when I was the #1 channel a while back. In fact, there was a short period where Crypto Nick was actually still the largest, and I was like, I just figured out I hadn't seen his channel in like months. He was so small, like when I had seen him originally. It was just because I hadn't checked his channel in a while, but it was just because of the BitConnect stuff he kept pumping out. It was crazy. Let's see here. Arnie, if 6,000 didn't hold, probably 5,000. Who knows? We might get it. Tone might have been right. Maybe 5,000 will come to fruition. We'll have to see. I'm gonna mix up the music here. Let's see if we can get let's do FM84. FM84 is always good. Actually, no. We'll do Midnight. here on a lower rating so we don't clog up the stream. Let's see. Yeah, actually, I like Crypto Daily. He's real, he's genuine, has a great sense of humor, like has a good mix of memes and cryptocurrencies. And memes are essential, guys. When you have the next greatest revolution in money and finance generally in the 21st century, you got to have memes with it. You got to enjoy it. NK, no, I'm still heavily in crypto. Again, I'd let you guys know if I will never sit here and like exit the market and just be like, oh yeah, so crypto. I'd tell you guys if I'm in the market or not. I'm still in crypto. You know, the reason why is because, one, generally I'm not in equities markets at the moment, and I don't hold any commodities positions at the moment. The reason being is because, you know, I still think crypto is the best bet at the moment. Commodities would be where I'd step in next if I were to do anything. DataDash, here's some money to sponsor an ad campaign for DataDash on Facebook. Now that Mark unzucked the crypto ad ban, you can spread your messages. Julie, oh yeah, I did hear about that actually. I heard that they had supposedly reversed their position, and I think, you know, there was some people say it would backfire and this and that. I think here's the thing. I understand in a sense why Google and Facebook did ban it temporarily. I won't be too butthurt over it, but I think it was more of the BitConnects and all that kind of stuff, you know, that were lingering in the space. A lot of the new ICOs launching out of nowhere and raising millions. But, you know, I think now that the space has calmed down, it's much less of a risk. And, you know, I think it's good at least that Facebook took that move before larger companies like Google and others that have gone through the crypto ad ban. So, yeah, so maybe we could do a DataDash community ad. We'll have to see. I've heard Facebook advertising can actually be relatively effective out of most paid marketing and stuff, or paid advertising. So I like the analogy, yeah. I think crypto is going to move much faster than the recovery of the .com era in that sense. So, yeah, more to your point. Just depends on patience in a sense. Gabriel, I think Bitcoin will become a respected currency on the global stage, but not so much a day-to-day currency. I think most people are going to hold Bitcoin. Vagpond. Speaking of which, day-to-day currencies, Vagpond has said, I'm waiting for DataDash coin. Okay, I know we always joke about DataDash coin, but one day I will create a currency. It's not going to be DataDash coin. Hopefully it will be that peer-to-peer digital currency that I hope to build one day. Oh, Mark actually brought, yeah, we were mentioning Cliff High earlier. Yeah, we should have Cliff on. There was some conference I was possibly going to go to that he's speaking at, but yeah, I never ended up going to it. I think it was in Orlando or something. Hasn't happened yet, but yeah. Yeah, we don't have much time left until the close here in the candle, so we need a miracle. SimXD, nah, I don't see Facebook acquiring Coinbase. Leon, nice to have you on the stream. Janglo said, Crypto Nick is the real Satoshi. He acted stupid to throw you off. Now he has disappeared again. Pure genius. Yeah, I'm interested to see what's going to happen with the BitConnect crew in a sense. I was very worrisome of the first time I saw BitConnect, and turn down the music a little bit, it's a little loud on my end. Oops. Oop, made it even louder. Daniel, you said, how is Nano not way bigger, man? I think it's probably exchange listings really at this point. I know that sounds crazy. In use case, people just really started figuring out about Ray blocks, what it originally is, and now it's Nano. I mean, just back in December, really, you know, that's when it hit mainstream kind of traction. And it's interesting, it's grown such a nice organic community where there's a lot of people obviously who invested in Nano and like it because they're invested in it. But there's a lot of the almost kind of original Bitcoin community, the real peer-to-peer digital currency advocates going towards Nano. And that makes me excited for it. I think it's got a lot of potential, but that's just because I'm a big fan of the concept of using crypto as crypto and not incurring fees and doing instantaneous transactions and not wasting a ton of electricity. Sounds like a pretty good deal to me. And maintaining a steady level of consensus as well. Ma, thank you very much. I appreciate it. I don't know. You're very right on that. Facebook doesn't acquire, it copies, and it does better. Whether or not you agree with the does better part or not, it can do equal with so many other startups. And I remember Snapchat for years got offers from Google, from Facebook, and it looked like this year that Snapchat was this. You know, Evan Spiegel was the smart cookie who founded Snapchat and took it public and did really well. I think it opened up at like a, was it between $50 or $20 billion valuation? I don't know. It was actually, no, it might have been double that, and that's where it is now. Anyway, it did really good. And I bet his share, you know, his shares in equity was doing quite well at first. But ever since then, Snapchat has been on the drop because obviously Facebook has added their stories feature. Instagram, its acquisition, obviously Facebook acquired Instagram. Just have a wide variety of competing features on this behemoth of social media that is Facebook. And the only thing that business-wise Snapchat had going for it to potentially make it profitable's laughable, is the facial recognition technology. That's not a good business model to go off of. And selling glasses, which are pretty much, you know, not trending as much as they used to. So I could ramble on about Snapchat. I think they were saying, Evan Spiegel said, Facebook is going to have a hard time changing its DNA. And I said in a tweet, I was like, yeah, you're going to have a hard time not losing money with your business model. So we'll see which one's more important, I guess. And I'm not even a big fan of Facebook or Mark Zuckerberg for that matter. I think congrats to him for building something great, but there's obviously some flaws with Facebook. Biplav, no, we have to pray to Sminam. He's going to give us the bull cycle. We don't want the Bogdanovs. The Bogdanovs are the ones running Crab 17. They're crashing the market. Yeah, the hack really threw Nano off, I think. It was a big roll in it with BitGrail. Yeah, nothing really too defining at the moment. We definitely want to see a rebound, but I don't know how much time we've got. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up here in about 5 minutes, and then we'll hop on the Discord for a good 20 or 30 minutes, and again, you guys can keep on chatting after. If you guys want to hop in there already, type an ! Discord. Hop in there, we'll have some chat afterwards. I decided for the stream with the price action, we won't be talking tonight, but I think, you know, in the future, we want to have like a good 30-minute segment where we get some people from the Discord and we talk about specific topics. And if you guys would like that, leave a comment in the chat, let me know, and we can do that in the future. The boomers of Facebook will love Data Dash. It's the bridge to new investors. Well, yeah, that's a good one. We got to give crap to the boomers. I'm just kidding. I give all generations crap except Gen Z, because Gen Z is pretty radical. Gen Z is the savior. Crab 17 has only begun. Let's see here. Answer 2 more questions here. Mark, if I have some cash, and I think I will here relatively soon, will I be adding to my positions? Absolutely. I'll be, again, I've already told you guys the players I like in the market right now. Nano is one of my favorites. You've got, outside of that, a lot of protocols at the moment that are reaching towards some levels that I've been watching for some time. So All right, one more question here, then we'll wrap it up. Again, guys, type in exclamation Discord, DISCORD, if you guys want to hop in the Discord. You got to give it a second to allow you guys to talk and everything. It's just a spam protection. Then you can join in our voice channels and talk. Adam Knoll, Pornhub announcement now offering more ways to not pay for porns than Cash and Tron. Yeah, I think it goes to show you right there that that was a waste of 10 million Verge. You know, there's a lot of things Chris has Verge on, but man, that partnership was, I think, the cherry on top. Tesla warned that 30-year-old boomer who just bought his first house. I love that, man. I tell you, I hop in from time to time on like both Reddit and 4chan on Biz, and it's just so funny. I love the memes. Like it's definitely the 30-year-old boomer who bought like drinks a Monster every day and like it's just like smiling there at his computer. Alrighty. You guys have been stalling it off enough. We need to get this last question. Or maybe I've been stalling it. Ryan, I don't really see any issues with nano scaling. I had originally had misconceptions. They're actually they have a beta network they just launched today where they're doing stress tests on the network. And supposedly, from what I heard, people are saying it's going well, but I haven't been able to look at it. I don't think there's an explorer for it or a visualizer of some sort like they have on the actual network. Would love to see that. Mark, I think this is a great question to wrap it up because I understand a lot of you are here on the stream because you're concerned about the price action. And I'll leave a good summary on this. So what is it going to take for things to turn around? It's catalyst. You need catalysts in markets. If not, you've got something that doesn't have anything to look forward to, you know. I think that with cryptocurrencies, this is a market that over time is going to mature. It is not something that's going away. You can see... I'm about to drop my link in there. I mean, you can see if we take it here to the daily, the weekly, or the monthly, this tech has been around for a while. This isn't even the earliest exchange listing. Bitcoin has been well circulated since 2009. So, you know, well, depending on when you consider the actual official Bitcoin core wallet being released. Long story short, it's coming up on a nice 10 years here, not too far away. And this technology has worked very, very well. And we've been seeing not only the iteration of Bitcoin, but we've been seeing iterations of a variety of competing currencies. So we've been talking about Nano, we've been talking about Substratum. We see that this technology can not only take different paths and different fundamental infrastructure, sets of infrastructure to meet the demand to send value between one another, but we can also see it in different mediums outside of currency. So in this case, you need both a mix of what people would call correction or capitulation of markets, where you need price to go down. We've experienced most of that, I think, at least in the short term, but you also need a catalyst to move things higher. This market isn't going away. The fundamentals are generally there, but it's about increasing the value of the fundamentals, making it actually usable as currency, encouraging building incentive structures to use it as currency, and along with that as well, you know, having a catalyst in the market sense. Right now we're in a speculative period, guys. Let's not lie about it. Markets right now are, you know, people are buying into cryptocurrencies and they're hoping to make some type of return on it. This is why the SEC is very kind of waning on the, you know, the definition of a lot of the ICOs coming in the space. So we have to be honest about it. Cryptocurrencies are being seen as an investment at the moment. But once this market gets a higher valuation, at that point, you start seeing lower levels of returns, more stability, less volatility. It becomes a well-formed market. It's the same thing you've seen with gold. Gold used to be a very speculative market. Don't let people fool you on the whole, oh, store of value. No, it was quite volatile. And we've seen decreased volatility with gold because it's become a better store of value over time. Same will be with cryptocurrencies, in my opinion. So we got to give it some time, guys. We'll see if we can get the close above 6,000. Oh, it looks like we have closed below. Oh, well, we better get a bounce back up soon. But yeah, in that sense, we'll have to keep an eye on it, guys. You know, it's not the end all if it's closed about below there, but it would have been nice if we could get a close above 6,000. So we'll have to see what happens over the next few hours. If anything goes crazy or bonkers, you guys know I'll be there to cover it. So anyways, everyone, hope y'all are doing well. Hope you guys have a great rest of the night. I'll be on the Discord, be on there in just a second, so definitely hop on there. And if you're, watching this live, or if you're watching it later on, always feel free to hop in the Discord, guys. It's free, it's open to everyone. There's a bunch of people who want to help you out and learning more about cryptocurrencies, both in the fundamentals and in the market perspective. All right, everyone, take care. Hope you all have a wonderful night. Trade smart, stay safe, and I'll talk to you all soon. I'll play the music on the way up. Take care.